world is a vampire.
Hey, my sweet students. I'm really missing you guys and missing the chance to see you in the class. And we worked hard this semester, but there's just one thing that we didn't do, and that was Unit 10. So, me and my best friend Mark, another teacher at school, are going to put this video together to quickly go through Unit 10 in 10 minutes. Topic for Unit 10, of course, is ethics and values. This is over here on page 110, and if we're talking about ethics, we're talking about what is good and bad, what is good and what is evil. And so that's why I think you've got the right teachers to teach you this topic, because you've got me and you've got Mark, and one is good and one is evil. And I'm not going to say to you which one is good and which one is evil. You just have to decide that for yourself. But I'm just going to ask, how many times has Donovan teacher been taken away by police officers? And so let's get into Unit.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, my friends. We are talking about Unit 10, ethics, morals, and values. Donovan has told you everything you need to know. So all I'm going to say is, if you find $500 on the street, what are you going to do? Are you going to take it to the police, or are you going to keep it? That's a moral dilemma. If you can cheat in your exam from somebody else who is in front of you and not get into any trouble about it, that's a moral dilemma. Okay? It's an ethical problem. It's the same thing with taking music off of the internet. You want to take music off of the internet without paying, you're stealing. It's the same as going into the 7-Eleven, taking a chocolate and putting it in your pocket. It's exactly the same thing. Now, why is one thing better than another thing? Those are moral dilemmas. Now, as Donovan has said, one of us is good and one of us is evil. I'm the evil one. And I'll show you why. Let me tell you something. Do you know what this means? Of course you know. It means rock. But do you know why? Because when rock started, people said it was the devil's music. So that means horns. That's why rock has got this thing, this icon. It's called the devil's music. Anyway,
So over here on page 110, we have 4 people with moral dilemmas. Mark's going to tell you more about what a moral dilemma is and what these people should be doing. But let's see what's happening over here. Andrews found a price on a box that is much cheaper than it should be. Victoria has found a gold watch in a bathroom. Amber's been undercharged. They've left something off her bill, and Daniel has got 2 jackets when he only ordered 1. Let's see what Mark says about this.
Go.
I would pay the price on the box. That's because I'm evil. Victoria should do the right thing. Give it to the security guards. Now, why do we say that? And it's okay? It's okay to steal music from the internet. It's not okay to steal a chocolate from the 7. And it's really not okay to take a watch that you found in the bathroom. Why do we say that? Moral dilemmas. Amber has been undercharged at the restaurant. Now, the restaurant may be a very rich business. And maybe a very poor business. We don't know. Do we tell them or don't we tell them? Moral dilemma. Daniel ordered an ugly blue jacket, and they sent him 2 ugly blue jackets. What does Daniel do? Send them both back and ask for a refund because they're ugly, ugly jackets.
Matt and Noah have just got married, which is super, super sweet. So let's check out their conversation in the photo story.
Read and listen to a conversation about a moral dilemma.
I can't believe it. I just picked this up to look at it, and the thing broke in two. And with these ridiculous prices, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg.
Oh, forget it. I'll bet it was already broken.
You're probably right.
Just put it back on the shelf. The place is empty. No one saw. Let's just split.
I couldn't do that.
Why not? You said it yourself. The prices are ridiculous.
Well, put yourself in the owner's shoes. Suppose the plate were yours. How would you feel if someone broke it and didn't tell you?
Well, I'm not the owner. And anyway, for him, it would be just a drop in the bucket. To you, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, maybe so. But if I ran out without telling him, I couldn't face myself.
Okay, so we've got some important vocabulary over here. In the story, we've got an arm and a leg, we've got split, we've got put yourself in the owner's shoes, we've got a drop in the bucket, I couldn't face myself, and I'm gonna let teacher Mark explain that all to you now.
Okay, page 111, vocabulary. We're speaking about an arm and a leg. If something costs an arm and a leg, it means it costs a lot of money. It doesn't mean you have to give your arm and your leg. It just means it's just a phrase in English that means something costs a lot of money. Then we've got put yourself in someone else's shoes. That means you must imagine. Think to yourself what it feels like to be somebody else. What is it like to be a famous movie star? What is it like to be a great musician? You're just imagining. You're putting yourself in their shoes. You're not actually wearing their shoes. Their shoes are stinky. Drop in the bucket. Drop in the bucket. Imagine a big bucket of water. It's full of water. You take one drop and put it inside. It's nothing. It means nothing. That's what drop in the bucket means. It means it's not important. It doesn't matter. And lastly, I couldn't face myself. It means I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. If I woke up tomorrow morning, I would feel terrible. I couldn't actually even get dressed and take a shower. I would feel so bad. I couldn't face myself. I couldn't face the world.
Come on, how embarrassing was that? An adult man, an old man, wearing a t-shirt with these cats on. How embarrassing. Oops, I did it as well. Look, there's Ernie, there's Gandalf, there's Rorschach, and there's Goodsey, my babies.
Okay, and here we are on Unit 1, the most important thing in this unit and grammar that I really love. It's the unreal conditional, or sometimes called the second conditional, and we use it all the time to imagine things. Like, if you were Matt, what would you do? And that's what Mark and I are going to be talking about for the rest of the time. Let me just teach you the grammar quickly. This is so important in English. Please pay attention to this. Oh, I just want to tell you more about this second conditional grammar from Unit 10. It's really, really super important because we use it all the time in English. This grammar is often used to make wishes. You could say, if I were taller, I would be a basketball player. Let's see. So always you need to use if, the past tense, and then a would, could, and a verb. Oh, look, there's Marky Mark. And Mark could say, if I won a lot of money, I would buy some hair, because that guy is one of the baldest guys I know. You just can't grow hair. And this grammar is often used as well to give advice, in the sense of, we often say, if I were you, I would do something. So let's say if my good friend Mark says to me, I'm Mark and I'm too ugly, what can I do? I could say something like, if I were you, I would wear a paper bag on my head. So we often use this to say things like, if I were you, I would study harder. If I were you, I would send my homework to my teacher. And that's why this grammar is so important.
Here's another example of the second conditional. If I were Donovan, I would just shut up. Shut up forever. Never talk again. Just be quiet. Never say anything. Thank you.
Hey people, yeah, we are on lesson 2, and this is going to be super quick because this is the easiest grammar in the world. Okay, just listen to this conversation. Here we go.
Read and listen to a conversation about returning property.
Excuse me, I think you forgot something.
I did?
Isn't this jacket hers?
Oh, you're right. It is. That's nice of you.
Don't mention it.
Okay, so the grammar they want us to look at over here is hers. Oh, see this poor woman, she doesn't have a boyfriend, so she's stolen this girl's jacket to try and get together with this guy, even though he's already married. That's not right. But the point is, we're looking at the grammar hers. And if you take a look down here, oops, there was a mess. Just the point is, you can say it's my book, or you can say it's mine, it's your book, or it's yours, it's their book, or it's theirs. And it's all as simple as that. Look at this. This little cat says, whose toy is it? It's my toy. Of course you can change that to it's mine. The only thing you mustn't do is don't say it's mine toy or it's yours toy, because then you're an idiot. Don't be an idiot. This grammar, the second conditional or the unreal conditional, is used everywhere. It's used in so many English songs. We use it every day. That's why Mark and I are teaching it to you so much. So take a look at this, and oh, I'm using grammar from the previous unit, from Unit 9. I'm using as. Whose English isn't as good as the others? Unfortunately, I can't play these songs for you, otherwise YouTube will ban me, but we've got Beyonce's amazing song, If I Were a Boy, Even Just for a Day. We've got J-Lo's If You Had My Love I Would. And we got Justin Bieber's If I Was Your Boyfriend. Now, whose grammar is wrong here? Well, I'm sorry. I know he looks good, but it's Justin Bieber's grammar that is wrong. It should be if I were your boyfriend. The if side always needs were, all the past tense. Beyonce's grammar is up, yeah. J-Lo's grammar is up, yeah. Justin Bieber's grammar is down there.
Important grammar point. When we're using the unreal conditional, we don't use was. We don't say if I was rich, I would buy a Ferrari. That's stupid, okay? When we use an unreal conditional, we use were, not was. If I were rich, I'd buy a Ferrari. So, people, don't be an idiot like Justin Bieber. If I was your boyfriend, be smart like Beyonce. If I were a girl, even just for one day, I'd crawl out of bed in the morning.
Okay, so I told you life was short and that this would only take 10 minutes, and it's taking a bit of time now, but we're moving on to lesson 3. And so take a look at this. They're just asking this: would you ever get a tattoo? Would you ever pierce or make a hole in your body, or dye your hair a wild color? And let's look at that again. Okay, look, I have to tell you, I have had piercings in my life. I pierced my nose and I pierced my ear, but those things have fallen out now. Oh, look, there's a little monkey. Oh, look, baby. Baby. Oh, that poor sweetheart. I don't have any piercings now, but I'm thinking of doing something like this. What do you guys think? Would you ever dye your hair a strange color? Well, that's ridiculous. I don't even have any hair.
Dye your hair a strange color? I would never have strange colored hair.
This page also talks about getting a tattoo, so I want to talk about getting tattoos a little bit. Now, I'm not going to get a tattoo. I don't think it'll be good for my skin. If I did get a cat tattoo, it would be all 4 of my cats. I like tattoos, but I do want to suggest that maybe Justin overdid it a little bit. And there are good and there are bad tattoos. So let's look at this. I think, oh, that's nice if you like SpongeBob. Well, I think it's hot. Maybe you guys don't. But what I do want to tell you is this. For the rest of my life, I offer you this service. If you ever want to get a tattoo, look, that's good. Not so sure. If you ever want to get a tattoo with English writing on, please speak to me or speak to Mark. This one says, it's get better. And it's supposed to say, it gets better, and that's never going to get better unless you chop your arm off. You're dead. Don't be scared if somebody shows you their hands like that. It's supposed to be, you're dead. Look at some other sad ones. This too shall pass. Well, that needs to be TOO. This isn't going to pass. You're going to have that terrible tattoo for the rest of your life. Too cool for school. You can't even spell school. People, please. You only life once. That's supposed to be you only live once. Too young to die, too fast to live. Again, we have a problem with the double O's. Please don't get any English tattooed on your body unless you check it out with us first. There are so many idiots out there with Chinese tattoos saying the most ridiculous things on their bodies, don't be a person with ridiculous English on your body. And that's all I want to say about tattoos. What I want to talk about during this time that Mark was in this band is his hair. Look, the band was super dangerous, lots of fireworks and stuff like that. There, Mark's looking alright. Very hardcore band, but look at this hair. Mark tells me it was a long time ago. I don't care if this was 50 or 60 or 70 years ago or how old you were. That is not acceptable hair. I'm just saying there's something wrong here, people. And you have to decide for yourself what's good and what's evil.
Okay, hey everybody, I'm taking a break from working, so that means it's 7-Eleven time. I've got my hat, which matches my shirt, because of course that's important. I have my Carrefour bag to pick up supplies. I have my phone to read the QR code. But I think I need some other things just to make sure that I'm safe, so let's put those on. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure you're putting on the mask properly. Okay, that's good. Okay, maybe just to be extra safe. There we go. And I'm ready for 7-Eleven time. Okay, see you guys later.
Okay, so we're not going to worry too much about this listening, except that I do want you guys to know some vocabulary. I'll explain it to you quickly, and then Mark will explain it to you further. There's old-fashioned, there's double standard, there's sexist, and there's modesty. Those are the 4 words you guys need to know. And let's look at some pictures to explain. If you think it's okay for a guy to be a lawyer but not for a woman, well, that's sexist, and it's a double standard because you want different things for different people. If you think it's okay for a dog to be on a surfboard but not a cat, that's a double standard. If you think it's okay for a guy to be a bodybuilder but not a woman, well, that's sexist and a double standard. If you think a woman should just worry about the home and cleaning up the clothes, that's sexist. This is modest clothing. You can't see any of her body. So with modesty, we're talking about how much of your body is covered up and how much isn't. This is modest clothing. Okay, this is immodest. But let's see what Mark has to say about that vocabulary for you guys.
Old-fashioned. This is the vocabulary for this unit. Old-fashioned means you like things the way they were in the past. Like your parents or your grandparents. They like, you've got to behave in a certain way. Now you're younger and you believe, well, no, it's not, I'm modern, I'm not conservative. That's what old-fashioned means. Double standard. Double standard means you believe one thing about somebody and another thing about somebody else. It's okay for me to get a tattoo, but it's not okay for my mother to get a tattoo. Why? Why is it any different? That's a double standard. Now we're moving on to sexist. Sexist is when you think that men and women are not equal. Men will often say, a woman shouldn't be a lawyer. women shouldn't be police people. Okay? It's like sexist. It's saying that women are not the same as men. It's saying that women are not equal. That is sexist. And lastly, we get into modesty. Modesty means where you don't show your body. When you go out, you don't wear something that shows your body because it looks sexy. It's called modesty. I don't agree. I don't like modesty. And that's it.
And here we go, finishing off the unit. So let's take a look at this important page from Unit 4. And here we go. What's happening over here? It's just telling us that somebody jumped onto the subway track to save somebody else who could have been killed by the train. The subway is the same as our MRT. And he saved that guy. Over here, a homeless man, somebody without a house, somebody totally poor, returned $900 to somebody who had lost it. That's a lot of money, 900 American dollars. And over here, somebody who worked at the airport returned $3,000 in cash. That's also a lot of money. So, look, what's the point of all of this? The point of all of this is just be kind to other people and help them out. And maybe you can't save somebody's life on the MRT, but that doesn't matter. Let's say your friend doesn't have a toothbrush. You could still help them in a small way. Let your friend use your toothbrush. Okay, maybe not your toothbrush. Maybe buy him or her their own toothbrush, because otherwise that would just be dirty.
Bye, my friends. I love you very much. I hope that the rest of your life turns out wonderfully. I hope I will never see you again, that you will pass everything